Ipswich Buses, your local bus company serving your football team. Buses run every 10 minutes. Avoid the traffic. Don't get stuck in the delay. Get Ipswich Buses today. A single £1.20, a return only £2. Find out more information at www.ipswichbuses.co.uk. Ipswich Buses, proud to partner with Talking Town. Hello again, my friends, and you are my friends, and we are here on the verge, on the brink of another weekend. I am your host, the Gov, and I'm looking forward to bringing you the next 40 to 60 minutes of ITFC chat as we look ahead to the weekend and we discuss Paul Cook's press conference and the Crewe game that awaits us on Sunday this weekend, not the Saturday, for those that maybe have not caught the news. It is a Sunday. Before we get any further into the show, this is, of course, a live interactive show with a live chat, as Stephen and Colin are demonstrating. So if you are watching, do get involved with the live chat. I know you always do. And a huge thank you to our wonderful Ko-Fi members, our fifth stand TT Ultras, as we call them. A huge thank you. Without your support, which is absolutely invaluable, we wouldn't be able to do what we do, which is obviously put on shows for the ITFC fans. We've had a show on Monday. We had a show on Tuesday. We had a show on Wednesday. That was absolutely on fire. And here we are on the Friday. There are some names to add on to it. That anonymous is now down to about 2. That will be worked on as soon as we possibly can do. We've got Colin, evening Benmore. Sunday is big. Cookers talk the talk. Now is to walk the walk, or he will be walking out. Well, speaking of walking out, let's bring in is it Moaning Meldrew? Is that what you want to be called tonight, Matthew Phillips? I know you're a big fan of what Cook said in regards to what the Fisherman's highlighted. So we are aspiring to be Rotherham. Is our fan base accepting that? If so, we may as well have kept Evans in charge of that shite squad of last season. Do you agree with the Fisherman, or do you disagree? Were you a favour of the we aspire to be Rotherham line?
It's not. It wasn't a great line, especially after you've lost 2-0 to them.
Putting it mildly, isn't it?
I feel sorry for Rotherham in a way, because they kind of sum up League One to some fans sometimes, or the lower tiers. Oh, we've got to play bleeding Rotherham. Do you know what? I hope Rotherham go on and win the league. I thought they were really good. I was really impressed with them. So I hope they go on and do it. Fair play to them.
Any hint of because pre-game we were talking about them, or some contributors talking about them in the sense of, they'll bully us, they're big, they're physical, they almost as if they were Tony Pulis' Stoke side in the Premier League way back when. Yeah. Did you get any of that on Tuesday? Because I didn't. I'll be honest. I thought they were a good football inside.
Yeah, they just had a lot of energy about them. Joe Roy used to call that Stoke team the Land of Giants, didn't they? Because they was all over about 6-3, I think. Again, a functional unit. But I mean, look, Rotherham were decent. You know what I mean? It was what we said in the freezing cold on Tuesday night. It was men versus boys, wasn't it? Do you know what? I had a bad vibe on that game as soon as Cook came out, Martin, and he was holding that bloody cup of coffee again.
You're not a fan of that, are you?
Sauntering on with the coffee. Oh, yeah, we're only going to battle, but don't worry, I've got the coffee. As I said to you before, you don't see Lewis Hamilton mid-race in Monaco slurping on a bleeding milkshake.
Well, no, because he needs both hands on the wheel. Even I know that. Yeah. Cookies at the wheel.
You can't go without a drink for 45 minutes. It's our version of the Wally and the Broly for me.
Oh,
nice.
Okay.
I can't go 45 minutes without caffeine. Come
Do
on.
you want to tell Colin the good news or the bad news?
I'm not going Sunday.
And why aren't you going? Why aren't you going?
Because I'm going to be like Ipswich Town on Tuesday. I'm going to be under par, and you'll just have to put up with it.
Under par, and you'll have
Plus,
to put up with
we've
it.
got family activities going on, and I'd have to come on the train again. Cost a fortune.
Well, luckily for us, luckily
streaming.
for me,
I'll still see it, so don't be slagging me. I'll still be seeing it. Oh, but
it's a home game. You only get 23 of those. You've already missed a couple of them for your wife's birthday.
God, I'll lose sleep. Oh my God, I was nearly asleep on Tuesday if it hadn't been so cold.
All right. Well, luckily for me, luckily for us, luckily for the fans, luckily for the platform, we'll have this man with us. Bring that hard truth to him.
Hold on a minute. He's on the Romanian. He's on. That's where my stash has gone.
Matt, Paul Warren was drinking a cup of coffee, watching the game on Tuesday. You can have a go at him as well.
Yeah, but his team won.
He can do what he's top of the league. He can do what he can come out running before the game starts. He can do all that. What
I liked about Paul Warren, and I was meant to say to you, Martin, about Paul Warren had a great bobble hat on, Matt.
He did.
We need to do Talking Town bobble hats.
It was fluffy, wasn't it? That's what was good about it.
Very
you could see
fluffy.
the fluff from where I was up at the top tier.
Nice ball on top.
You say Paul Warren could come out running, Matt. Yeah. One thing he didn't do was come out before his own team.
That's what I'm saying. That's something he can do that.
I know the Fishman doesn't like Paul Cook.
Why is he doing it? Why is he doing the coffee, and why is he running out before the game starts?
He doesn't applaud the fans at the end of the game, Matt. So if he applauded the fans at the end of the game, would that be wrong as well?
He doesn't applaud the fans.
No, because he does it before the game. He lets the players take the applause.
He's got it round the wrong way.
No, it's not a problem to me.
I don't know why he does it. All managers come out after the teams have come out. What's he doing?
It's like moaning Meldrew was right. It's like having Mike Brown all of a sudden, Rich, with this because
I'm in the Mike Brown camp right now.
This is something that might. Well, I tell you what might cheer you up.
Fishing together.
I tell you what might cheer you up is our friends at Away Day Beers. They have got 3 Christmas beers, Ince Pies, Christmas Saka. I had the Ince Pies last night, lads. Absolutely, mwah.
Have it in a glass. Have to have it in a glass.
Always. TJ had the Christmas Saka because he named it.
He did, yeah. I had a lovely burger takeaway with a glass of Ince Pie. Celebrated my birthday a day later. And this arrived in the post as well. Crunch, you'll know it very well.
Yeah, I've got one in.
I don't get any freebies. I don't get any freebies. I get no freebies from Away Days.
Well, no, because you turn up when you like for half a show. So what do you expect? I mean, Rich is in the chat for the very least of the shows he's not on. Extra large he sent me. He knows me well. But we've got one problem. Can you guess what it is? It's white. And white's not a colour I can wear.
Yeah, you can wear around the house.
I've got more red than the werewolf in Paris.
You wore white at the Football Content Awards, didn't you? You had a white shirt on there.
Yeah, I had a vest underneath that as well, because otherwise you'd have seen my manly chest hair.
The heated one.
Not the heated one. Not the heated one. No,
Rich is in the market, everybody, for a heated vest.
He needs to be
shopping for one.
It's the future.
Not getting one.
It's the future. I can. You were outside, weren't you, Rich? Was it with your lady wife?
Seasonal mains.
Yeah, I've been to the. Someone's just sent a message, Martin. We're not on YouTube yet.
We're not on YouTube yet.
We are. Yeah, I went to the Bell at Stilton. Very nice. Matt liked the menu, didn't you?
Seasonal mains. I like that. I like it when they start doing stuff like that.
I had a beautiful soup to start with the biggest bit of crusty bread you've ever seen, Matt.
Oh, I like that. Seasonal soup.
Seasonal soup, yeah. What was it? Minestrone?
No, it was tomato, and it was very nice.
Very seasonal.
Yeah.
And then I had sausage and mash, and it was. I'll tell you what, the mash was lovely. A bit of broccoli, carrots on there.
You were in early doors, weren't you?
Three big old.
He was
very nice over there.
3-6
and then home on the wine. Malbec tonight.
Yes, the Matt Phillips hour. I'm sorry, no, not the Matt Phillips hour, because you're just having breakfast at 6 p.m. aren't you?
I've literally just finished my dinner, everybody.
Good
I had
man.
to rush it to get on the show.
I've just got images of Rich going out of his with his good wife, sitting across a table from her, and then shopping for a heated vest, like not talking to her, just taking her out so he can be on his phone.
I just thought I'd have a look on Google. We'll find a look on Google. There's loads on there, isn't there? There's loads on there.
Vest. There are.
Do you have to charge yours up? Do you charge it up?
I can't reveal my secrets of the heated vest department. A
Oh,
man
I'm
does
already
not wear a
asking.
heated vest. and
Does it
kisses
last the
her.
90 minutes? Does it last the 90 minutes of the game?
Apparently, Gov is Kevin Owens, Matt is Harvey Wimpleman, and Cruncher is Ted
Yeah.
DiBiase.
I like Ted DiBiase. He's one of my favourites. And Wimpleman, of course. Brilliant.
Leighton Durrant, just like a throw around the pub. Love you guys. We love you too, Leighton. That's exactly what we're going for here.
Hope
Mike
your
D.
heated vest weren't like Selena the other night.
No, mine worked. Mike
Fine.
D. What do you mean by that? I hope it wasn't like Selena the other night.
Well, it was shit when he was off the pace.
He
Didn't
has
work.
been off the pace. Yeah, not quite. He hit some form. Then he was supposed to go off to Kosovo, didn't, and then since then
He's coasting.
well.
He's not what we need right now, is he? I mean, I do like Selena, but I mean, he's way off what he was in the first spell, and now he sort of just does these little touches and flicks and that. It's not what we need right now, unfortunately.
Not what we need. Mike D, I'm off to the Emirates tomorrow for work. Reckon I see a lot of Geordies not wearing any heated vests. Yes, you probably will. Lovely. Enjoy that. I'm off to Christmas markets, probably.
Oh, what?
I know.
I'm off.
She
You know
said,
where I'm going, Matt, tomorrow? You know where I'm going, don't you, tomorrow?
where are you
I'm going
going?
to Gander Green Lane.
Where you going?
What?
Gander Green Lane.
What's that?
Yeah, where's that?
Come on, everyone in the chat knows where Gander Green Lane is. You're a football man. You know your grounds.
But I'm not a football man. I don't know my grounds. I
Football
don't
man
pretend.
know where Gander Green Lane is.
That's not Witten, is it?
No,
No,
it's
that's-
Sutton United.
Oh, Sutton.
Sutton
right, okay.
United.
I know Witten have been doing the
Yeah.
watches for free.
Why are you going to Sutton for?
Yeah, why are you going there?
So I'm going with Martin. You know Martin Swallow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Obviously Martin's not very well, and he wants to do the 92. So he said he was going. So I said I'll come with you. I'll drive you. We're going to go and watch Sutton versus Barrow and do a bit of scouting, Matt, for next Saturday.
Scouting, yeah, I like that. And scouting for Sutton next season because they're in the playoff positions right now.
Yeah. Terry Noonan. Get Mike Brown on, the fisherman, to tell us how to get out of this crisis. I reckon Matt could probably direct you how to get out of the crisis. Matt, you're a crisis consultant. How do you get out of it?
Do you know what? Look, we met Cookie, didn't we, back at Bury in, what was that, July? Great guy. Loved that guy. And I've been a big fan of him all the way through. But Tuesday, that's all over for me now. I mean, he's still a great guy. He needs to walk away for his own career. Just walk away and let us pick up the pieces and get someone else in. It's not happening, is it? We are 8 points off the bleeding playoffs with the resources we've spent, and we're 5 points, of 19th. 19th. Full get relegated, by the way. That's just above the relegation zone.
I prefer it when Booker T does that. 5, you didn't quite hit the highs of the 5 time. I should have asked somebody else. I regret that.
The season is basically over. I'm not going to sugarcoat it for anybody. I don't want to raise your hopes or anything. The season is basically over. He said, look, everyone goes, if we could just put a little run together, a little 3-game run together. We couldn't run a bath right now. And Rich said the other night, it's been, 20 years since we put 5 games together?
Yeah, 5.
What makes you think?
I was looking, Matt. So we won 3 home games. So Crewe are bottom of the pile. We've beaten Fleetwood, we've beaten Shrewsbury, and we've beaten Doncaster at home. They're the 3 teams we've won. So Sunday we will beat Crewe Sunday.
It's so disappointing. I haven't been this disappointed since my dad accidentally taped snooker over me Bobby Robson video back in the 80s, that circa 81. I cried in bed.
Matt Stannard says, do you know there's people waiting for you in the other Crewe press conference stream? Matt, I didn't know there was one. I haven't created one, so I don't know where it's come from. But go and just get them. Go and grab them and send them in the wrong pub, will you? Look, you lot, you're in the wrong pub. We're all in this one.
On YouTube.
This is the place to be.
Thumbnails.
Well, you should have said. I've obviously been so efficient over the last 10 days. I've made 2 shows. Right. Yeah, let's get into some of the comments before you two go off on a tangent. But that's some comments there for you, Terry. We'll obviously go through the show and get into a bit more. Let's obviously start with Rotherham, I guess. Matt, you didn't like it. He says I did. I blame Crunch. Sarah's been waiting somewhere else. Our documentary star, Sarah Davis, has been waiting somewhere else. She's in
Have you buggered this up or something? What have you been doing? You've been pressing the wrong buttons.
No, they're all. Don't worry, they're all going to come across. They're all sat there after 8:30, waiting in a show that hasn't started yet. Well, if you right, what I'm going to tell you now might blow your mind. But there's a little bell on YouTube. If you press that bell, every time this platform goes live, you will get a notification in whatever method you want.
I don't press that. It's annoying.
So you needn't miss another live show ever again. Ever again. Doesn't matter.
Are you saying the regulars at the Talking Towns haven't been pressing the bell?
No.
Matt doesn't obviously know where it is on YouTube because he only turns up when he's on, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does. He's only in it for the ego. Joe D. Trouble is, a lot of the players we signed because of Cook. This is his squad.
Yeah.
Do you think another manager can get better tuned from our squad or just be patient? Victoria Henderson, we were having a good chat on the other stream. Sarah Davis, you all thought Matt had gone to Romania to get his wine.
Wish I had.
Ben Moore was obsessed with this on Wednesday or Tuesday, about getting likes for Cook to go. It's like, Ben, you always set your like total too low. 60 for Cook to walk. Like, do you think
he's like typical Town fans? Expectations are too low.
Do you think if we got 60 likes when we set it to Paul Cook, you go, all right, lads, fair cop, I've got to walk now. Ben said, if you get 60 likes, I'll walk. Come on, Ben.
Shout out Graham Tate. Cruncher, you said we would beat Rotherham.
Well, what's the point in turning up at a game then, Matt, if we're all think we're going to lose?
You
hang on.
The opening of a crisp packet, you go. You're going Wigan.
Because I'm a proper fan, Matt, and you're a plastic fan. Because you've given up. No, listen, you've given up after 19 games. And with that attitude, you'd only go and watch Man City, Liverpool and Chelsea. They're the only teams you go and watch because they win all the week, every week.
Newsflash, whether you're there or not won't make any difference to how they play on the pitch. Won't make any difference.
You don't know that.
Now, if you was on the subs bench and bringing out them crunching tackles, you'd probably make a difference. Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely on it. Matt Stein said that would crack me up. Liam does say there's too much negativity around.
Realism. Look at the table, Liam. Look at the table.
What happens when Cook goes and all those players that drop their level to play under Cook? Will their enthusiasm and determination still be the same to play for Ipswich? Craig at Portsmouth, the legend that is. Do you think Charlton fans give up in the season? Remember, this is League One, not the Premier League.
True.
As you just said, Cram says Crunch, you said we'd beat Rotherham, but then Crunch also said we'd beat Morecambe and Cheltenham.
He did. And I did say back then, this is a tough start. And you all just missed it. I'm
sure he said first 5 unbeaten, but I can't quite remember.
I think you said 15 points, Martin.
I said I didn't. I said
100 points. Player of the season. He can't fucking get on the pitch.
He did.
That's the manager's philosophy of rotating, superb players, or not, as the case may be.
While we're talking about them, everyone will remember Chris from West Bromwich Albion. And he messaged me in the week and said, "How's Harper getting on?" I said, "Crap." He said, "How's Edwards getting on?" I said, "Crap." He said, "I'm not surprised."
Yeah. Leighton Durrant's also helpfully pointed out that Cruncher also said Bailey Clements wouldn't play while he had on his arse.
He shouldn't fucking play again because he ain't good enough, Leighton. That is clear in the 4 games I've seen. He is fucking way off the pace for League
what we've established
is in the bin, Bailey Clements. Come on.
So what we've established is that Cruncher is always wrong, and whatever he says, normally apply the opposite.
I did say that Pigott would get 24 goals. I did say that. It does help if he's on the fucking pitch for more than fucking 10 minutes.
Same for Harper, player of the year. He's got to be on the fucking pitch for more than every other game.
He might get 24 goals. He'll just be over 6 seasons.
Right, Paul Cook. Tuesday was really disappointing. Everything I dislike about a team came off the back of Sunderland, especially the first half, where it was everything I like about a team. And he says he's no different to any of our supporters. Very frustrated, very hard to take, very disappointing. Rotherham, everything I dislike in a team, Matt. What do you make of Cookie's comments there?
It's everything I dislike in a team. It's your bleeding team.
It's a lot of high-pitched noises there, not a lot of actual words for a moment.
Matt Stannard, hang on, Matt. Matt Stannard says Clements will play again. He can pick a pass. Matt Stannard, Bailey Clements couldn't pick his fucking nose.
All right,
you'll get your chance in a minute. Mac, proceed.
Well, I don't understand with Cook. It's almost like he takes himself out of himself, and suddenly becomes this sort of like impartial observer. Oh, Ipswich there. It's everything I don't like in a team. He's putting the team together. It's his bloody job.
Oh yeah,
I don't get it. I find it really weird. I find that really, really weird. It's almost like he's critiquing himself. Well, they put that, whoever put that team out there, it's everything I don't like in a team. It's your team.
I mean, because at some points, I think he also said something along the lines of, we don't play with freedom, or we play with fear, or we pass back all the time, or we get a free kick and we pass back. Like, well, that must be something that you're sort of installing in them, isn't it? I don't imagine Carl Edwards gets the ball, turns around and goes, I'm going to pass it 30 yards back to Morsey to give it to Christian Walton.
It's crazy, isn't it? It's great. Did we have like a free kick or a corner? I can't remember. Down towards the Churchman's end, and it ended up back at Walton.
Don't start this again.
It ended up back at Walton within about 10 seconds, didn't it? How do you go from the attack? How do you go from that attacking third back to your keeper?
You'll get the Fishman in here with his picture. His one picture from Tuesday night, which was just a free kick with no one in the box.
Leighton Durrance just compared me to Joe Pasquale.
Yes,
I'll let you know.
There was a lot of high-pitched responses before the actual words emerged. Matt says, my favourite comment of the Cook interview is he doesn't actually play to win. He plays to stay in the crowd. That's the problem. And Mike, hope the fans get behind the team rather than on their case. More positivity from the 12th man and woman. Rich, we've got...
He says about entertaining football there. We moaned when we were winning under Mick McCarthy and it was boring. So what do we want as fans? You're comparing two different things. You're comparing two different things. We were moaning when we were winning.
Two different squads. There's no doubt I was very depressed watching Mick McCarthy football.
Yes, so was I.
Blackburn, like 2-0 in a midweek game. I went home feeling like we'd lost. It was so boring. Yeah. You need to find some middle ground there somewhere.
But you'd also had like 11 plus years in England's second tier, and you had a squad that you felt was capable of a bit better. Yeah. Now it's all about getting out of this. Like I said on Twitter this week, Matt, I would sell a body part to get out of League One. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of seeing Accrington and Stanley. I'm sick of seeing Burton. I'm sick of seeing Crewe. No disrespect to these teams, but I'm sick of seeing them.
I want to. Sunderland feel the same as us.
Yeah, they do. But
they get sacking managers, and look where they are.
Yeah. 6th,
7th. But they won't go up neither. They won't go up neither this season. No chance.
Well, you're often wrong.
They are 6th. They are 6th. They're just ahead of Oxford.
I agree with Vicky there in the comments. Look, we're all blaming Cook, but the players have got to fucking.
We're going to come to that.
They have to be better.
We're going to come to that. Trust me. Because he says about earning the fans' trust. For our supporters to want to trust us, we have to find consistency. Even though last week, Matt, you'll remember he said we'd found the consistency. Even if you go to Oldham at home in the FA Cup 4 days previous, we've won 4-1 at Wickham. So Wickham, Rotherham, Wigan, Plymouth, they are the top teams in the division, guys. Make no bones about it. Everyone can have an opinion. My opinion is I'm still searching to put that team on the pitch that I trust, the supporters trust, and even the players probably themselves trust. So if he's searching for the trust, Rich, are you surprised we haven't seen more pack shuffling? Because what are your immediate thoughts when you hear those words?
Last season, didn't you, with this team? He doesn't trust them.
Remember
after Northampton and Wimbledon away when he said he didn't trust them, he wouldn't care if they didn't basically get back on the bus. Now, these are surely they're Cook's players that he signed. Has he signed them all? Were some of them Ashton signings? We don't know. But when he comes out about he doesn't trust them, that's worrying for me. We played 19 games now. You should be somewhere near what your first 11 are, really. But we're still shuffling around. It's like...
Well, I'm surprised we haven't seen more shuffling because, like, you almost could say he's gone a little bit too far with the trust. Like Oldham was an embarrassment in terms of your first team getting held to a 1-1 draw at home. But then we didn't see much of it, if any, changes the week after or the week after that. And this Sunday, I'm willing to bet you won't see many, if any. I don't
want to keep seeing wholesale changes. We have to find an 11 and stick to it.
But you're not seeing them. But and you're not getting the results. You're just not getting the results.
I saw plenty of shuffling on Tuesday. It's always the bleeding exits. That's where the shuffling was taking place.
True. Do you trust the team yet then, Rich?
Do you trust Carl?
You don't know what you're going to get, do you? You don't know what you're going to get. I went to Portsmouth and Wickham away and we were fantastic. But were they just...
Flashing the plan flukes, then? Tell me otherwise. Portsmouth. Keeper made 2 errors. That's what started it all. Wickham,
Football's a game of errors, Matt. Football's a game of errors. If you look at goals, they're all errors somewhere on the pitch.
Flash in the pan. Flash in the pan.
It
Doncaster
might be.
6 against Terror. Now, how bad are Crewe? They're below Doncaster. We'll find out Sunday.
2 games all year they've won. Yeah.
2 games, and we wonder if we can beat them.
3 words.
You wanted David Artell at Town, Matt.
You are?
I still would.
You wanted David Artell at Town.
Well, he can only make up the ingredients what he's got, isn't it? If he's cooking a dish up, he's had all his best players go.
True.
What's he supposed to do? Do you know what I mean?
Three words he used quite a bit today, or he appeared to use quite a bit today, were culture, habits, and trust. I do.
You like culture, don't you? You always say that.
Yeah. Well, this is almost echoing what Ashton's been spouting since he arrived in the summer. Culture, standards.
Oh, here we go. Hang on.
Responsibility.
You've got beards about him as well, haven't you?
What, you mean David Brent? We're going to run to adversity. Oh, yeah, great, yeah. Who wants to run to adversity? Nobody.
You leave my Mark Ashton alone, all right? I'm not having any slander against Ashton, but using the Oldham game, perfect example, after the Wickham game, at the height of our positivity, energy, feel-good fact that we drew at home, which resulted in us having to travel to Oldham in a match that should have been finished off at Portman Road. Again, culture, habits, trust, the 3 big words I've used at the football club I've been at. So, culture.
We should have lost that Oldham game. They'd have won that game if they'd scored that pen, wouldn't they?
Yeah. Which is embarrassing considering the first team they put out.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, I've said it before. Me and Rich were sitting there with our feet up. Cigar time. We'd be 3 up by 60 minutes.
We've had to go all the way up. We've had to go all the way up to the northwest, right, for a replay that we didn't want.
You did.
Wes Burns has got injured on the back. Well, yeah, I've done the ground. Fair enough.
You sat there next to me going, I'll be pleased if it's a replay.
But Wes Burns, listen, Wes Burns played in that replay. He's got a hamstring injury from that game, and now he's been missing. So that's hampering us. You know, that game, if we'd have took it to put it to bed in the first game, you know, you got to make it easy for yourself. Yeah, surely.
But this comes back to the question before. Since that Oldham game 1-1, Oxford 0-0, Sunderland 2-0, and then Rotherham midweek. In those 4 games where you've scored what, 1 goal and got 0 wins, not counting the second replay. How many changes has he actually made as an accountability, culture, standards, habits, trust? Well, I trusted you players. You didn't fucking let me down. I'm going to change you now, or maybe 3 or 4 or 5 changes, because I'd get it if we were third.
We haven't been terrible. The only game we've been
terrible. We're 13th.
No. Now listen. The only game we were terrible in that was the Rotherham game. I went to Sunderland and we played well there. We should have won that game. I know
should have, would have, could have.
Listen, it's all about scoring goals, but we didn't play terrible by any stretch of the imagination. We weren't shit.
How many points did you come home with?
Yeah, I know that.
Well, I know football. You don't know. Because if you play brilliantly or play shit and win...
There I go back to McCarthy. We all wanted him out because the football was shit. Now you're saying you'd take a 1-0 victory and you don't give a fuck how we play. Have some consistency, man.
I have.
You know,
I have. Paul Hurst destroyed.
You wanted Mick out. You got your fucking bed sheet out. Bed sheet Mark II.
It was not a bed sheet.
We rust.
Mick was all right, wasn't he? Up until that time we got schlepped at Reading. And he was embarrassed by that, wasn't he? What was it, 5-1 on Sky, like a Friday night?
That was a fucking shambles.
I should have known.
We were all attacking, weren't we? We all started that season attacking, Matt, and then all of a sudden you thought, oh shit, we've lost 5-1. I better go back to what I know.
That game could have been 3-3 in all reality. But yeah, he shut up shop after that. It was like a terrible watch, wasn't it?
To be fair, Rich, Cook does agree with you because he does say, you know, he's always trying to be honest as a manager. Tuesday night was the only game that we've been flattened in.
Yeah, I agree with that. I do agree with that. I know, look, we're not sitting where we want, and I'm not happy where we are, but that's the poorest performance we've had for a long while.
Yeah.
In my view. But it is all about results. I get that, you know.
Was it a poor performance, though, Rich, or was it just a really good performance from Rotherham? They'd done their homework. They knew where to press us. They knew where our weak spots were, and they were just miles better than us.
Well, I did say on Wednesday, Matt, I don't mind going to a game if we leave it all out on the pitch and we lose. But that was pathetic. Yeah, it was, wasn't it?
If we'd gone all in and we lost 2-1, and you know, the kids
91 minutes and the first shot on target. Well, it's a looping header from Piggott. You know?
That to me was alarm bells when the crowd started singing, "We've had a shot."
Exactly.
That is generally the slippery slide for a manager.
I was outside by that point.
Were you?
Setting up, yeah. That was in the second half, wasn't it, towards the end of the game?
That was
Yeah,
like
91st
75 minutes or something.
Because my nan said to me, "Oh, did you think they've scored?" And I went, "No, that's an ironic cheer." It really is. The thing is, though, Matt,
Yeah.
if we say we're playing okay, not getting, not taking our chances, why have we not seen more of Joe Pigott instead of Macaulay Bonne, or more of Scott Fraser in a 10 instead of
Did they ask those questions in the press conference? No one knows. We don't know because they're not broadcast live anymore, is it? I don't know. I don't know the answer to that. I don't know
I've not heard anyone question Cook on his formation, Matt.
It's a really weird press conference. Like when McCarthy was there and Lambert was there, they would say, "Oh, what's the injury situation? What's this? What's that?" You barely get anything out of Cook other than this like big bleeding box of cliches. You know what I mean?
Colin, I want to question this though. Nick Collins says never leave early. It's 2-0 in the 83rd minute. Why would you not leave early in the game?
You've got to see it through. You've got to. I can remember when we lost 6-0 to Liverpool. Me and my dad were still sat there.
You haven't got to go around you haven't got to get down 2 flights of stairs to a car park and then back to a statue to set up. Because let's be honest, I want to get home as much as you all want to get home as well, because it's freezing bloody cold. So I'm thinking, if I stay till the 5 minutes at a time is when I left, I was like, fuck this for a game.
If you'd have given the mic to Colin any longer, he would have fucking gone on about Matt Penny, wouldn't he?
He would have done Matt Penny all night long.
Get him off. Sub him. Sub the sub.
I got into a huge row once. Remember we lost to Man City 4-2 in the Cup? Do you remember that game?
4-1.
Was it like a Thursday night or something, or a Sunday night? And everyone left early.
Wasn't it?
Yeah, and everyone left really early, and they were up the gangways. But they couldn't get out of the stadium. So they were blocking the gangways. So I couldn't see anymore. I said, "What the bleeding hell are you doing? Just go and bleed and sit down."
I hate that. Sitting in an aisle seat, I do hate when people stop when they listen, when they've started to go. Yeah. It's like, if you're going, go. And if you're not, sit the fuck down.
Lemons.
Simple as that. But no, it was about 89, 90 when I left. So Brian's class says it only takes a second to score a goal, Gov. It does, but when you've had 89 minutes of not looking
like Mike D makes a really good point there, Matt. Do you remember the City fans when they played Gillingham in the playoff final?
Yeah.
That's a playoff final. Never leave early on that. Never leave early on that. That's a playoff final. This was Rotherham Tuesday night.
When we played, it was Wimbledon. Do you remember the ZDS Cup?
Yeah.
We played Wimbledon. Loads of people left early. We scored in the 91st minute, and they all came
90th minute or something.
Yeah, and then I think we won 3-1 in extra time.
Safety guy 20.
Those were the days.
My old dad always wanted to leave 55th minute to beat the traffic, win or lose.
I don't get people who leave early. Even I have people walk past me on 70th minute. We're going now.
70th minute.
Whatever. I don't get why. Don't bother going. No. Just don't bother going.
If it was 1-0. I would never have even contemplated it. But 2-0, not had a shot yet on goal. It was fairly safe. We've got Neil Perks. Why does Cook never get asked tough questions?
Exactly, Neil. Exactly. Because Martin's not in there.
He wouldn't like my questions.
The contract in there.
That is true. That is true. It's the same things every week, isn't it? Really.
So Paul, give us your thoughts on that.
Well, Paul, how was your breakfast? That's like one of your questions.
What's bad about the post-match interviews is if it couldn't get any more comedy, it's the range of tones that Cook does it with his interviews. 1 minute he's up here, next minute he's down.
He didn't the other night. There was none of that the other night.
I love
it. It's like a bloody piss take, isn't it?
Because when he first took over, that was one of the things that endeared him to you.
To me?
Yeah. And I said to you both.
No. I told you that was annoying me.
I said to you both, even Lambert at the very start, people won't have it, but even Lambert at the very start was like a breath of fresh air. He was honest, he was jovial, and then towards the end, it always goes to shit, and you always end up hating the person who's doing the press conferences. It's you're literally saying his coffee makes me feel, makes me angry. Him walking out to the touchline makes me feel angry. We're talking about everything. That's
I've got 1 day's holiday, Matt. I've got 1 day's holiday left, and I'm just saving it just in case I have to make a trip to Barrow on a Tuesday night.
What on earth, man? Why?
Why?
So, did you say who won't we beat?
So we won't beat Arsenal under 21s. It's absolutely embarrassing. We've just lost to teenagers.
Sorry, couldn't resist it.
So there you go. That'll be a repeat. So that's it. We're out of that competition. We might beat Barrow after a replay, and then Lloyd says we've got Charlton after that. We ain't going to beat Charlton. They're
But he doesn't. Well, they are resurgent. Yeah, 3 wins though. I mean,
let me tell. Before we get into that, let me tell you who's gone this week. Grayson's gone. Yeah, he had a better win percentage than Cookie. Nigel Adkins got the elbow at Charlton.
Nappers was over the moon at Grayson had gone, Matt.
Yeah, I'm sure he was. Adkins got the elbow at Charlton. Better win percentage than Cook. McCarthy got the elbow at Cardiff. Better win percentage than Cook. Why is he still here? Just walk away, man. Just walk away. He's a great guy. He can resurrect his career somewhere else. It's going to get worse. With slippery slope from here on in. What do you think we'll get out of Charlton and Wigan? If anyone says 6 points, you're mental. You've been drinking too much. You've been on my Romanian wine. We ain't going to get 6 points out of either of them games. Guaranteed.
well, anyway, so 3 games this week. Let me finish. If you let me finish, 3 games this week. I'm sure Cookie is targeting 3 wins. What are you targeting? It's already 3 wins, but do you think we're going to get them? If you let me finish. Anyway.
Don't know. I'd expect to beat Arsenal 21s, but I'm not holding my breath. I think we'll beat Barrow. We've got our tickets for that. We're going to be there. And we won't beat Charlton. So Barrow.
Right. Yeah. Crunch.
We're not on about Charlton, Matt. We're on about this week. Don't get too far ahead of yourself.
Oh, sorry. I'm looking ahead.
Fuck's sake.
Crewe, look, it has. Look, surely it's got to be 3 wins. Surely it has to be this week. Crewe, Arsenal under 20, Arsenal kids, and Barrow. Blimey.
Yeah. Everyone should be looking to beat Crewe. We've got what? Let's have a look here. 2 wins, 6 draws, 11 defeats, minus 18. Bottom of the table with 12 points. Can we beat them, everybody?
We've got Ben Knight playing for them, Matt.
Yeah. On loan for Man City. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I don't know. Well, come on, Martin. What do you think?
I think
questions. What do you think?
I think it should be, for all 3 should be wins. Crewe, Barrow, and Arsenal on the 20.
Yeah, football don't work like that, does it? There's going to be a hiccup there somewhere. Come on.
Well, yeah,
probably will. 3 wins together. Never.
If
there's going to be a hiccup in there somewhere, guaranteed.
If there's going to be one slip up, it's probably going to be Crewe this weekend with the fucking gusts they're forecasting.
Yeah. 1-1.
Yeah. It's going to be, some sort of long ball that dies near there.
Colin's digging you out. Look at that. Going to Barrow, but not the league game.
I want to see Barrow. I've got a history of Barrow. I was with them in the FA Trophy back in my FA days. So I want to see them at Pullman Road. You know what I mean?
Fair enough, Matt.
You lot are too low. You need to start getting the ultra mindset, everybody. If you don't like what you're seeing, don't go. This is the problem. We're taking 3,000 to Charlton. What's been done to warrant 3,000 away support? Nothing.
He's happy tonight.
I need a tumbleweed.
He's really happy. Right. Rich, my article this week, I said progression and growth on the pitch of this season's main aims, but also raising the standard and having a culture, responsibility and acceptability. Football is the type of business where the mantra is, what have you done for me lately? And since Oldham at home in the FA Cup, the answer is not much. I would suggest Cook should freshen up the midfield, and you can take your pick with anyone else on the pitch that George Edmondson doesn't play. Is it time for Cook to make some changes then, Rich? What do you think?
Yeah, I'll give you my team on for Wednesday. I'm playing. Scott Fraser plays instead of Evans for me. I'm still searching for that answer, Matt. What is a Lee Evans? We had last season. What is a John Nolan? What is a Lee Evans? Can you tell me? I don't know.
Has anyone seen John Nolan, by the way?
No,
I'm getting worried about
another one.
Is he with you somewhere?
Back on the grass.
Did you say the other night, Rich? Let me just get this straight, right? Did you say Cole Scouse is better than Morsey?
I did say Cole Scouse is better than Morsey because Morsey. What is Sam Morsey though? What is he?
Oh come on!
What is he?
Better than him.
Is he?
Well, one's playing in League Two, one's playing League One, and was in the Championship.
Cole Scouse played over 250 Championship games.
And what's that make any difference? Morsey plays for Egypt, for crying out loud. He's international.
Come on, me or you could fucking play for Egypt if you had an Egyptian passport. Fucking hell, ain't that odd?
All right, Mo, you're right.
Matt L. Phillips.
Me and the Cruncher. Look, Smallsy's miles better than Coulson.
Cox, Morsey, bang average.
I agree with him. I agree with him.
No, you didn't agree. You didn't agree with Hawks after the Doncaster game, where he had a great game.
He played well. Colin was giving Morsey a 10 out of 10 against Doncaster.
I agree.
We were all getting carried away saying, this is a championship performance, we said that night.
He's a good player, Morsey, right?
Did you say that? You said that, didn't you? Did Matt Phillips say that?
Did that, yeah.
Did Matt Phillips say that was a championship performance against Doncaster?
Fortunately, we were playing a non-league side.
When I said about Sam Morsey on the way to the FCAs, you both had a right dig at me.
What, in the taxi?
No, yeah, we did actually. I agree. I put me
in the taxi queue. I can't remember. Both
on the train. On the train. You got on the train. The first thing he said to you was, "Guess what he reckons about Sam Morsey?" And
I don't think it helps Lee Evans playing with him because Morsey is doing a lot of his work, isn't he? I don't know
he's
what
played like loads of games with at Wigan. Oh, it doesn't help him.
You see, I've actually done a 180. I've actually flipped. My opinion of Morsey's completely changed. I think he's much better than I thought back then. Morsey's
the captains are then.
Morsey's are one of our better players. Like,
have you seen Hox's comment there, mate? Pretty up.
I have. I've seen it.
Morsey's Giles Coke with a captain's arm.
That's harsh.
He sat on my table. I went to the players end of season bash, Matt. When Giles Coke was at the club. Very funny guy, Giles Coke. Hardly ever played football, though, did he?
He's on a podcast now, isn't
he? Yeah, he's on the Wednesday one.
But I think Morsey's decent. He has to drop back. He gets the ball. At least he finds a path. He rarely lets the ball go. At least he finds a
sideways passing, though, Matt. A lot of sideways passing.
Well, this was the issue, wasn't it? On Tuesday night, there was a lot of side passing, pissing me off. We'd go from one side to there, to the middle, back to Walton.
There you go. Look, Ben.
Colin's got the ump with me. He's got the ump with me for being negative. Look, I'm only being realistic here. Ben, I've got the league table in front of me. We're eight off sixth place, and we're 5 off 19.
I did warn everyone on Twitter that Matt was.
I expected. Look,
I
expected more. If we bring in 19 players in a window, we're splashing the cash all over the shop. Even
money doesn't buy success, Matt. Money doesn't buy success.
Well, it should do at this level, shouldn't it? It should do at this level. Come on.
No,
Rotherham. I said on Wednesday's show, Rotherham. He's had them together, Matt, 2 or 3 seasons.
Well, he's been there quite a while, hasn't he, Vaughan? I think he's actually been manager since 2016, and he played for him. He'd done like 150.
Who wanted him at Town, Martin, the other night in the chat? Who said? Oh, it was Stephen Parry. Said Paul Warne at Town. I said he won't come here. He's a scummer.
He's a Norwich fan, isn't he? He's a Norwich fan. There's only one manager I think Town would get. It's difficult to work out who would come in instead of Cook. You'd have to go out and get Ryan Lowe.
Yeah. You've hardly been successful in one you did choose.
Hang on. He's the one I want.
Who else is there? You ain't going to go Pulis or Allardyce or any of the old Dino crew.
Martin go Neil Warnock.
You're just negative. You're just negative. The pair
you can't have an 80-year-old in charge of Town.
You're calling us negative.
Well, no. So do you think we're still going to go up, Rich?
No.
He doesn't.
Matt, do you think we're still going to go up?
No, it's disgusting. I can't believe we're not anywhere near the top 6.
We're not anywhere near the top 6. If we look at that table, if you look at last season's table, Matt, Oxford finished 6th with 74 points.
I'm not calling you negative.
So you've got to get 50 points.
But Paul Cook did say what our supporters will be feeling right now is the likelihood is we're not going to go up this year. That's what our fans, the most negative ones, will be feeling.
Can you believe we're not going to go up this year with our budget, our resources, everything that's been thrown at this team, and the wages that have been thrown at this team, and we're not going to go up? We're not even in the top 6 right now, everybody.
We haven't touched the top 6, Matt. We haven't touched it.
If we're lucky, we'll get 6th. Come on. Expect better.
All right, Crewe. Absolutely 100%.
Changes.
If I was a Ipswich Town fan coming in the stadium on Sunday, I would, not you, Matt, I would demand the team to give me a lift. I'm the manager. The message to the team will be quite clear. That's what we're intending to do.
Rich was right the other night. The crowd was rubbish. I mean, if you're in the North Stand, you're just all sitting there and Rotherham might pipe up a little bit and we forgot that you were here. Oh, brilliant.
We were outsung by 267 fans from Rotherham, Matt.
I get all these lads tweeting me shit on Twitter, right? Section 6, all that bollocks. Start singing. Start showing you Section 6, yeah? With your little flags and that. They need volunteers to set it up Sunday. Yeah, get involved.
He's fucking on one tonight, isn't he?
Makes me
Rick
laugh.
Schultz, I think his name is, in charge of Phoenix. Lee Brown will win Sunday, but can't see a win next 2 league games. That's what we do, unfortunately. Ben, because we saw the writing on the wall after 10 minutes. Colin says, I refuse to give up, gentlemen. Firmly refuse to give up.
Colin's gone for, I asked him this morning, in the next 6 league games, so Crewe, Charlton, Wigan, Sunderland, Gillingham, Wickham, Colin's gone for 16 points.
I don't think Cook will be here for the pack-out PRs. How can he be? You can have 30,000 people or thereabouts for the Sunderland game, right? Why would anyone be bothered with that game if you're sitting in mid-table? There has to be an incentive to come to that game. I think it'd be a new manager.
Well, the incentive is that Cruncher's, done
It's
all
the Cruncher's fault for being really proactive on social media and looking out for people.
I thought it would be.
You should have known it had come back to your fault somehow.
Yeah.
Was that? Let's all blame Bedsheet Rich.
Bedsheet.
Term of endearment now, isn't it?
Statman calls me that. I was chatting on Twitter last night, Matt. There was Statman and another guy. And this other guy said, no, we don't call him that anymore. But I said, if Statman doesn't call me that, I think something's up, isn't it?
I would like to just point out to everybody in the comments that Rich put all this, the momentum together with the mat and all that kind of thing and raised 13.5 grand and all that. Not a whisper on the news section of those were the days. Not even, it's like it didn't even happen.
There was a little thread on there, but there was only about a page and a half. Now, if I say something that's a little controversial, there's about fucking 10 pages on there.
That talking town lot, that Bedsheet Rich.
Yeah.
He raises 13.5 grand for charity. Not a whisper. Come on.
Just like to remind people that views are their own and not of me or the network.
Yeah, Martin agrees with me, everybody. So.
Don't think you'll find Martin does.
How can you not?
Getting back to the pack-out PR, we want people coming to that game who haven't been to a game to come back again, don't we?
Why would you bother? What?
If we give it a big custard pie, Matt, which we normally do, they're going to think, oh, fuck this, they're going to do something else. They're going to shopping with the
I was questioning my life on Tuesday night. I'm sat there. It's absolutely freezing cold. We've got to go and do the show after. I can't feel my feet. We sat there 2-0 down. People are leaving before the final whistle. Sad times. Sad times, especially with all the money that we spent. Jesus Christ, I could accept it in the Evans era. If it'd been the Evans era, I'd been streaming it on the iPhone. I wouldn't have been there.
You're not going to be there.
I'm not. Let me tell you, Tuesday night, I had to move heaven and earth to get to that game. Heaven and earth to get to that game. I was really busy at work, and I managed it, and they served me up that. They've let me down. Cook's let me down. The place let me down.
They have let you down. So Crewe this weekend, what are we feeling? Obviously, Cookie wants the team to give us all a lift. What are you feeling? What are you?
Mario Tarico, who are you in the chat there? Sticks to picking up horse shit.
Who's that guy? Who's that guy? He's not going.
Oh, don't know. What are we expecting Sunday? We need a real positive performance, don't we?
We do.
Not just a win, not just a flat victory like a 2-1. We need to positive performance, create plenty of chances, score some goals, create a bit of excitement.
This is all easier said than done, by the way.
It is, I agree with you. But that's what we need.
Fucking me, Matt. Jeez, I don't want to sit stuck in a lift with you. I really don't.
Well, I'd hate to be stuck in a lift. It'd be awful.
Yeah, but you call me negative on WhatsApp every day.
Bob the Nod. What's going on?
Oh, he's gone. He's gone. It does look like the negativity's gone. So we're playing. So we've got Crewe.
I can't blame him. I mean, you call me negative every day, and yet this is you. Even I'm sitting thinking, Christ alive, the man is negative today.
Look, Bob the Nod. Look at, if you're still here, you probably are. Look at the league table. Look at the league table. It's not my fault.
Chambers got his back.
I'm just telling you what's going on. I ain't out there playing on my $8,000 a week or whatever. I'm just in the stand freezing me bollocks. I play everybody else. The table. I'm in fucking 13th.
All right, let's look. I'm with Craig. It is the most negative show all season. I'm with Craig. I'm with you, Craig. I agree. Matt
We're
is
hardly going to be
very.
bouncing after what we've picked up. 4 points in the last 5 games. Is that what we've taken? Something like that. The league table doesn't lie. Look,
No.
I'm a Cook fan. I'd still stick my colours to the mast. Cook's gone as far as Matt's
He's
concerned.
gone for me. He's gone for me. He's a great guy. We've met him. Brilliant bloke. I hope he walks away and can pick up his career somewhere else. We need somebody else in charge. Now, listen, here's a bit of positivity. Wimbledon 3, Crewe 2 on Tuesday night. Wigan's total shots was 28. Sorry, Wimbledon's total shots.
I was going to say, that's an interesting game. Wimbledon beat Crewe, but Wigan had all the shots. Fucking hell, that's a new one.
I would imagine Wigan would probably have 28 shots against Crewe. So, there's going to be opportunities there maybe. But look, don't have a go at me. I'm just looking at the league table, right? I'd be pissed off if I was the game changer, blokes, and I've put in all that money. And Mark Steed, who's putting all the Phoenix money in. And they're 13th in the table, in the third tier. 5 points off 19th.
Ian Clayton's, he's not happy with you neither, Matt. Look.
No.
Well, do you know what I mean? Well,
No, but I think this speaks more broadly for the whole fan base.
Neil stuck a fiver in.
Well done, Neil. Thank you very much. But you're getting this split in the fan base, but you're getting the Matts. And some people might have been there before Matt. You're getting this. It's not good enough. 13th is rubbish. Forget about.
Well, yeah. Why does everyone think this is good enough?
But then you're getting the other side where people are more accepting of the 19 signings, not all happening at once. It's 19 games in. All these various. I'm not going to call them excuses, but you could call them excuses as to why.
What's acceptable, Mine? What's acceptable this season?
Well, surely a top 6 finish.
Exactly. So
what makes you think we're going to get top 6? We ain't playing
Let's be fair to Matt. He's quite negative tonight, but you look at that league table, and we've only put back-to-back wins together under Cook once in the league.
I'm not being negative. I'm being a realist. If you don't think we're in the shit, looking at the league table, what's wrong with you?
Well, no, I get what people are saying though. So somebody says up here, Mike Woods, totally get what Mike Woods. What I thought the league was decided in May, and rather than the 2-3 months before, we have depth in the squad, and others will drop. And I get that. And I suppose what Matt would then say back to that is, have we looked like a team putting anything together to threaten anybody in the run-up?
He touched on it. He did touch on it, I think, in his press conference today, Martin, that it's the start. Like I said on Wednesday's show, the start is going to kill us all season because we're playing catch-up. And every defeat is double now. Yeah. And it gives you a smaller margin of error. As the season goes on, what have we lost? 7 games now. I know you could probably lose, if you look at like the league tables from seasons gone by, you could lose 14 to 15 games, Matt, and still get in the playoffs.
I said 10 games. We could lose 10 games. What are we on at the moment? 7? It's just not going to happen. Yeah. We've got to get 50 points off the back end of the season.
Well, it could be more than 50 because I think the season before it was 77, 78. If you're going by that, you're going... It's going to be an average of 2 points a game for the remaining 27 games.
I'm just where everyone is going to be in May.
You two are on one tonight. I don't know what you two have been.
No, we're not on one. We're telling it as it is. We're telling it as it is. Crewe on Sunday is a must-win game, but then after the 2 cup games, Matt, we go to Charlton away and we go to Wigan away. You have to win them 2 games as well. I know you're saying we're not going to, but we need to. To do anything, to get a bit of belief back, we need to go to the Valley. We need to go to Wigan Stadium and we need to beat them.
If you said to anybody, he's like a neutral, and he said, right, Ipswich Town, they've played 19, they've won 6, they've drawn 6, they've lost 7. Do you think they can get into the playoffs? Everyone go, no.
Julian Roll, positivity, otherwise why bother?
Well, that's bollocks, isn't it? Because I'm looking at the league table. I could be positive as I want. I'll be positive as I want. I could win 150 million on the Euro Millions. It's probably pretty unlikely. Do you know what I mean?
The thing is, I think that's a good point by Julian. But that's individual, isn't it? That's like saying, like the other day, it was raining, and you said, "Oh, it's raining." And I said, "Yes, it's just nature bouncing off you." Like you've either got that, it's not a problem, or you have.
The Wigan game, Martin, is a really interesting equation to it all because there you've got Liam Richardson. And that is what Cook is missing. because he came here in March 2021. I think it was late February, and we all thought that Richardson would join him in the summer, and the dream team would be back together, and it hasn't happened.
Look,
and
Oscar's saying there, here's a challenge you. Think of something positive that's happening. Everything behind the scenes is positive at the club, but at the end of the day, it's what happens on the football pitch, Oscar, that matters. At 5 to 5 on a Saturday, or at 9:45 on a midweek game, that's when it's all judged. It don't matter if you've painted your stadium, you've got your posters on the walls and whatever. And look, fair play. They've done a really good job. And I think Matt will agree with me there. But it all comes down to what happens on the football pitch. That's where we are judged as a football club.
But I also do think that's where some fans are not sort of separating the two entities. They're sort of saying we're all moving. I see a lot of we're moving in the right direction. Things are much better now. But things still would move off field, particularly with or without Cook. That's got nothing, like you have thought. Posters going up in the north stand or on the driveway. I've got little, it's on the field where you want to be, as you say, judged.
I think. Look, I really like what they've done to the north stand with the Boy Robson stuff. And I was watching the Rotherham fans, God bless them, as they were going home, looking at it, as they were going back to their cars and whatever, and coaches and that. They were going, and they were stood there reading it all, and it was brilliant to watch. Really done, really well there. I do think a little bit of that is being put up just to paint over the cracks of what we're seeing on the pitch. I really don't. It kind of appeases the fans. It's a nice, easy win, isn't it, off the pitch?
Disagree.
We'll put because it came out of nowhere, didn't it? They didn't announce it or anything, did they? It just appeared out of nowhere.
Those sort of things, they tend to be sort of booked up in.
I can paint over a neck of door any day of the week, Martin, and it will cover over the cracks.
I disagree. I think those sort of things are done or planned months in advance. Artists asked to come.
I love it. I think it's brilliant. Like I say, Rotherham fans are stopping there and reading it. It's absolutely brilliant. But it's got no bearing on what happens on the pitch or what our league table is. Or
I get that, but he has put a bit of. When you go back to the ground now, it was looking tired.
It's a bit of class, isn't it?
And it gives you a bit of pride when you see what they've done.
You'd give that up, wouldn't you, to be top of the table right now? Oh, right, we're going to put everything onto the playing side rather than the cosmetics of the stadium.
Forget that, Matt. It's not even about top. That's where a lot of people get confused. It's not even about top of the table. It's about just progression and seeing that.
Not top of the table. Have you seen the resources you put to this squad?
Yeah, but you're building something here.
I've put £10 of hard-earned into us being champions. Darling, I can't even catch out on it now.
The thing is, no. You can hold that opinion, and that is your right to hold that opinion. But what I'm saying is, it's now for me. It's about the progress, and are we making the steps we need to? If not this year, next year, and building something. And at the moment, off the field, we're looking a million miles away from on the field. And you're right. Does the performances reflect the?
We're building nothing. What are we building? We're building nothing. What are we building? We're building
this is a good question, because on Tuesday against the promotional rival, did you see anything that we were, good at, or things that we'd progressed in, or things that we'd developed, or was it almost as if the management in the dugout hadn't changed from the previous one?
It was Lambert. I said it on the evening. It was Lambert 2.0, and Rich said it himself. It was no different to that result to the 2-0 in 2019. We're going nowhere.
I'd like anyone to argue with me on that, Matt, that performance against Rotherham was any different than 1920 when Lambert was in charge, because it wasn't.
We're going nowhere.
Exactly the same.
We said it Sunday, Martin. The role of custodians of the club, whether you be game changer, whether you be Ashton, whether you be Mike O'Leary, whether you be Cook, is to leave this club in a better position than what you found there. And Rich has highlighted the fact that we are no better 2 years down the line with different regimes and different managers and different players.
I'm not disagreeing. I'm trying to play, the balanced host for the guys and the girls that aren't in your camp, and that, and I'm seeing in my role a clear divide among the fans. Some are and some aren't.
Look at the league table and go, this isn't good enough. I want change.
Lee Bayliss, Rob, small steps, my friend. And I know it's not great at the moment, but we can get out of it and move up. I've no doubt we will. We did it after the first 8 games, so can be done again.
Yeah, but the form is. The form is after them first games. It is playoff form that we're on, right? But you can't get away from the fact them first 8 games exist. You can't just wipe them from your memory because they're going to be the stench that stinks us out all season. It will do.
Mike Dida, would you change the management? Absolutely. For Paul Cook's career, because he's not working, and for the betterment of the club. Absolutely. I think you'll see a change before pack out PR. That's what I think. I cannot see how you can pack out PR with the same regime right now. That's not the point of the pack out PR, is it? It's to try and get enough points to be able to put a run together through Christmas.
Why do people keep saying play Norwood? Norwood won't play for the football club again.
He's training with the under 23s.
Leave Norwood out of it. Well, no, because he won't play Piggott, let alone Norwood or Hayden Jackson. Like,
Norwood's on his way out. Norwood's on his way out, and it wasn't down to the manager. Look,
listen, on this issue, James Norwood, where would you play him? Because Macaulay Bonne is your number one. Joe Piggott isn't even getting on the pitch. So what minutes is James Norwood or Hayden Jackson or Ben Morris or any other fucking striker at the football club going to be stealing from?
We're still here.
Do you know what I mean?
Look, you saw the impact Norwood had on the opening day of the season when they had to go out of desperation. Long ball from Hladky, header on from Norwood, Bonne scores. But we've not seen that since.
All right, let's have some score predictions for the weekend then, and let's wrap it up there. I mean, there's, the chat is very much either you're completely right or you're completely wrong, and that's what I'm seeing a lot of at the moment. You're either right or you're wrong.
Martin, I'm happy to be proved wrong. If Cookie can turn it around, I'm happy to be proved wrong because it's for the good of Ipswich.
Exactly what I said on Wednesday, Matt, and what I said on the post-match show on Tuesday. You can be Cook in, you can be Cook out, but at the end of the day, we all want our football club to do well. None of us want to see us sitting 13th in League One. None of us want to see that.
I said at the top of the show, I'm so disappointed. I'm so let down. So let down. And if you've bought a season ticket for the first time this season because you got caught up in the game change and all that kind of thing, you'll feel let down as well. You'll feel let down. And it's not my fault. I'm just there as a punter like everybody else.
Yeah, true. All right, score prediction then for the weekend. Rich?
I said we need a positive performance. I think we'll make hard work of it because we always do. I think we'll win, but it'll probably be like a 2-1. You'll be sitting on your hands the last few minutes waiting for the ref to blow his whistle. Yeah,
all right. Matt?
Well, I hope we can get the win, but I mean, how desperate is that? Everyone should be looking to beat Crewe, shouldn't they? They won 2 games all season. We'll just probably sneak it. But I mean, have we looked like scoring in all the games we've had recently? Not really.
No.
1-0, 2-1.
Simon Harris, that'd be a great game. Do you remember that? 6-4.
What a game. I often think back to the Joe Royle era.
What a game that was.
What an era that was. The Joe Royle era. Ryan Lowe was Joe Royle 2.0, by the way.
This week's Prediction League is now open. These are your 4 games.
Cole, hang on. Yeah. Colchester's tonight. I forgot to do it.
Oh, don't worry. I will count. I will count them up until a certain point. I don't know. I'll say. I'll count it. Fucking have it 3 points on me. Go on.
What's the score? Hey. What's the score?
Because I didn't realise it was a Friday, so have the 3 points on me.
1-1. 1-1.
Oh, I had 1-1 in the prediction.
Matt. That's up to 6.
Phillips, come on.
I'll tell you what I'll do, right? Because a handful of you have already got your predictions in. So for the number of people that have got their predictions in already, if you've got the Cole U fixture right, I'll give you an extra point on top of your 3.
I'm catching up like Wood, Martin. I'm going to be top of the table by the end of the season.
So for some of you, you could get 4 points. Yeah, steady on.
I got 6 points, baby.
6 points, and he's thinking about getting top of the league. Jesus.
Paul Cook got 3 points.
Right, we're done. We're dusted. Anything else before we leave? Turn off the lights.
Don't get upset with me. Yeah, I'm just a punter like everybody else. We're 13th in the table. We're 8 off 6th. We're 5 off 19th. Don't shout at me. I'm not in charge. I ain't made my money putting into the club. I'm just like everybody else. Disappointed.
Rich?
No, I've got nothing else to say. I think Matt said it all tonight.
He is. We're back on Sunday with the matchday ticket from Portman Road. Unlike some, we will be there because we.
What's that storm? What's the storm coming, Matt, this weekend?
Storm Aaron or something?
Yeah. We're not.
I'm going to be sat on my sofa, in my pants,
swigging
the Romanian wine.
At the bottom.
Bring them 3 points back.
And then we're back Monday night, 8:30, with a live link for you to get involved so you can counteract the negativity from moaning Meldrew there. But until then, thank you for watching. Support us on Ko-Fi. Going to need it now. People have quit on us. But with love, with care. Thanks, everybody.
We're on a journey Looking back on the things that we've taken.